calm, and collected. I am cool, calm, and collected. This was my mantra for my 10 months that I lived in Kiev, Ukraine, when I was anything but cool, calm, and collected. I was repeating this to myself as I was getting off of a bus to meet my university advisor for the first time. I was there for a Fulbright grant, so I was doing agricultural research, and I was paired up with a university. So I had an advisor who was helping me kind of get a feel of the land. So he was going to give me a tour of the campus. My research was such that I could really do work anywhere, so I just needed a place to set up with my laptop. So he's talking and I'm talking. It's important to note that I don't speak Ukrainian, he doesn't speak English, so we're probably getting like 10% of what we're picking up here. So we're walking around, he shows me a lab, he shows me a library, I'm just not really feeling it. And then we enter this office, and there's maybe 7 or 8 people working there, a few desks, there's some seats along the wall, and I was like, I think this is my space. There were some young people there, some people spoke English, I was loving it. So the next day, got my little laptop, take a seat against the wall, open it up, and I'm tapping away. And throughout the day, people came by to ask me if they could help me. And I'm not saying, everyone just came by, they're being friendly. I'm saying every single person in the office came by several times to ask if there was anything that I needed, if there was any way that they could help. And I was like, that seems odd. And then I said, no. They just didn't think I was going to be this chill. They didn't know that Americans are this low maintenance. They didn't expect me to be this good at cultural immersion. So this goes on for a week. Week pass. Ruslana approaches me. She's about my age. And she says, Rachel, you've been here a while. Would you like to sit with the women while we eat lunch? And I was like, oh my God, yes. So thus begins a daily tradition. We're taking vodka shots, we're sharing food, it's beautiful. Maybe a month in, Victor comes over, and he's the guy who's in charge of the entire office. He comes over and he's like, Rachel, you've really been working here for a while now. We cleared some space, would you like your own desk? And I was like, oh my God, I have won Fulbright. I was just like, I have gained their trust, this is how they said it would work, this is amazing. I have my desk, this is awesome. It's around this time that my advisor calls me back, and he's like, hey Rachel, I just wanted to check, how's the research coming? And I was like, it's going great, thanks for the intro to your colleagues, it's awesome. He's like, yeah, that's, really interesting, because none of my colleagues have mentioned working with you. And I say, that is odd. And then I say, Vadim, sounds like you better get to know your colleagues better, because they certainly know me. Months pass. I am deep in it with these people. They have embroidered me an apron so that I can be a good housewife one day. We've gone big on Christmas and New Year's and my birthday. They've Skyped my family. I'm on their black market order for shampoo. I've sold their kittens on the street. We are in it. Maybe it's like 6, 7 months in. Victor approaches me again. He's the big deal guy. And he says, we have this office retreat coming up, and we were wondering if you would like to join us. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. I was like, I love this. Again, the cross-cultural collaboration. We're going to do some brainstorm, some ideation. I was like, I love this. Turns out, it was more of an 8-hour stint in the countryside, doing what Ukrainians called sauna, which is everyone's naked in this very small hot hut, and they hit each other with branches. And it's amazing. So while we're doing this, Ruslana approaches me again. There's a lot of drinking happening at this point, so the vodka is flowing. And she goes, Rachel, do you know what we call you? And I said, no. And she said, well, your nickname translates to our mysterious American friend. And I have 2 simultaneous thoughts. 1, I have a nickname. And 2, I'm the least mysterious person I've ever met, and that is an odd word choice. But then I really just returned the fact that I have a nickname, and I'm on cloud 9. Again, months pass. Now we're like 9 months in, I am buying my plane ticket home. And so the folks in the office come out, they're my closest friends in the country. We've really been through a lot. And Victor's like, Rachel, we are really going to miss you so much, but, just have to ask, who are you? And I was like, Victor, LOL, I'm your mysterious American friend. I was like, you know me? He's like, yeah, no, yeah. He's like, we just don't know who you are. So it turns out, months prior, when my advisor had given me a tour at the campus, we had stopped the campus tour and shifted into his personal errands. And I had missed that transition in the translation. So I had been working at a private business for 9 months. So on the first day, everyone was asking how they could help me because they thought that I was a potential client. Then I made them so vastly uncomfortable by eating in front of me that they felt obligated to invite me to lunch. And then I was simply taking up too much space in their waiting room that they opted to get me a desk to clear out seats. In conclusion, I worked for over 10 months in a private business, unaffiliated with the university, unfamiliar with the Fulbright program. It's worth noting that before I left the country, they offered me a job.